Oh, hey there, my name is Jason Parker, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm reacting to a magician on Penn and Teller's Fool Us Season 6, Episode 4. His name is Raffaele Scircoli, or something like that. He's a magician from Italy, and it looks like he has some mentalism to share with us.
There are still places in Italy where people believe in magic. My uncle, for example, he was a kind of wizard, what American would call a shaman. He told me all his secrets. That seduction is part of the magician's art. A good magician is always in control. This is why I build all my own devices and design all my own tricks. Because that way, when the audience laughs or gasps, it's because I caused it. Magic works because the people want to believe. They think they have freedom to react as they wish, but they surrendered to the power of my illusion. Come, let me show you what I mean.
Okay.
Please welcome the magic of Raffaele Scircoli.
Okay, I totally said his name wrong. Raffaele Scircoli.
Un vero piacere per me essere qui con voi. Sorry, we are in Vegas. Good evening, Penn, good evening, Teller, and good evening to this beautiful audience. Thank you. To perform the act I have created, I need an assistant. Okay, you. Can you come here, please? Thank you. What's your name?
Kyle.
Kyle. Raffaele. Nice to meet you, Kyle. Okay, can you stay here, please? Okay, Kyle. Forgive me if I don't speak English very well.
I hear you fine.
Have we ever met before?
No.
No. Do you know what is going to happen?
No.
No. I'm going to touch you. But it's very easy, okay. Stay here, relax your hand, and when I will touch you on your right side, you just raise your right hand. When I will touch you on your left side, you raise your left hand.
Okay.
Very easy. Okay. To isolate better your sense of touch.
So I see that he's conditioning him to accept a touch anywhere on that side of the body, and then he'll raise his hand. Immediately, any magician watching this will already recognize this type of act because it's been very popular recently, even on other shows like America's Got Talent, just the idea of the magician not really touching the spectator, but the spectator feeling it. So let's see how this is any different.
Sure. I give you this, the air plugs. Plugs inside your ear, please. Very deeper. You know? Perfect, okay. And put inside. Perfect, okay. Okay, this is better.
Who's in the chair? That's creepy.
Your eyes with this beautiful mask. Do you like it?
Yeah.
Okay. I help you? Okay. Okay, are you comfortable?
Yep.
Yeah, perfect, okay. Don't move now. Relax, okay. The real touches, nod your head.
A little bit of a delayed reaction that time.
just remove your mask.
He's like, I just want you to wait there now while I receive my applause. I'm just kidding. But let me go ahead and give you my thoughts so far before we go too far along the way. I see there's going to be a little bit more, I think. First off, I really like the camera angles. I like that we can see everything that's happening. Nothing is being hidden from us as the viewers at home. Secondly, I noticed he asked him to put the earplugs in really deeply. It seemed like that was a concern to him, that they're not just in a little bit. Maybe not important, maybe incredibly important. Thirdly, it seemed like the magician wanted to put the mask onto the spectator himself, possibly to avoid examination. Anyway, let's take a look at the rest of his act.
Thank you, thank you. I have just shown you how it is possible to touch people's soul. But this is another story.
They look concerned. Okay, now he's in a chair. I wonder if that has anything to do with it, or maybe not related. Interesting. It's like he's really being controlled now. Like a puppet. Just a normal day. Okay, that changes what I'm thinking.
That was very cool to watch.
All right, let me give you my thoughts before we hear what Penn and Teller have to say. My first thought is that something in the mask is causing a feeling of a touch on this side of his face or this side of his face, and that would explain the spectator raising his arms left and right at the beginning part of the act. But then, when the spectator starts doing other things that weren't even part of the discussion, one of two things. Either the spectator knew the magician beforehand and was lying about it, a stooge, but I don't think that's the case. Or he was an instant stooge, meaning he was created during the act, so perhaps the magician had a friend who could somehow talk to the spectator in the middle of the act and tell him exactly what to do. That's pretty much the only way I could guess that it would work, because how else will he know these instructions to hold up 3 fingers, to stand up, to bow? So the real question in my mind is, how did he have someone communicating with that spectator in the chair? And I'm kind of thinking, well, he had those earplugs in his ears. Maybe there's some small embedded radio device so that he could have someone talking to him saying like, okay, now just go with it. It'll be fun. Hold up 3 fingers. Okay, stand up and now bow. Thanks. But I don't know for sure. Those are just my guesses. Any of these things could actually be red herrings, and I could be totally wrong. Overall, I thought it was a really interesting act. I like this guy's presentation, and in fact, I like the background he has. He has like these hands holding these puppet strings. Really drives home the idea of this puppet master. You know, at the beginning, the spectator's just raising his arm to the left or to the right, but the magician is pointing at him in different areas and being really dramatic, and this music and this background, it really kind of gives you an idea of how you're supposed to perceive it. So anyway, I thought he did a really good job. Let's hear what Penn and Teller have to say.
Thank you, thank you.
Did we examine the mask?
Yeah, for sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And the earplugs too.
Oh, this is beautiful.
Well.
That prop. The prop is just the creepiest thing we've ever seen. We were living in the room with it. As people may know, there's a wireless set up. Before you came out, they had that thing sitting there, and it was just giving us the crepes, which is a big part of your job as a magician, to give us the crepes. You were completely successful in giving us the crepes. It's a really nice routine. It's what's called in magic speak a PK touch. routine, but you weren't doing it the way it's normally done. You had this wonderfully creepy prop, this wonderful music, the whole thing with the audience member was all really good, and I'm going to speak to you a little bit in code, but say...
I just want to say, normally Penn is speaking in code, but this time he actually said PK touch. I'm kind of surprised he used that word and didn't hide it in some way.
But say you had an orchestra.
No, it's one of 3 ingredients.
One of 3?
Yeah.
That's only one of 3.
What is...
So there's 2 more?
Yeah.
Okay, well, then we'll give...
Wait. This looks good.
In that case, we have this. Nothing. You fooled us. You had one of the 3.
Raffaele Scircoli! Thank you. We'll let Penn and Teller lick their wounds.
All right, so let me give you my thoughts in summary. Well, it's really cool that he fooled Penn and Teller, so congratulations to Raffaele. The second thing is that I have to rethink my idea now about how he accomplished this. Because Teller got to examine the mask and the earplugs at the end, my only idea left now, and it could be totally wrong, is that he somehow switched out the mask and the earplugs to some innocent ones before Teller had a chance to look at them. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Indian again real quick here. Okay, we've got him there with the dummy, Penn and Teller applauding. And then look, immediately, the dummy's back in the chair, the guy is getting ready to walk off stage, the spectator's getting ready to leave. So what this tells me is that in the editing, there was some piece of the video that was chopped out because the time just jumped a little bit now. And during that time, there could have been some way that Raffaele had switched the mask the spectator was using and the earplugs. Probably something like he took them back from the spectator, set them down, and then turned back to him and said, oh, actually, you can keep these as a souvenir. And in that moment, he switched them out. The only way I would know for sure is if I was actually in the audience watching the presentation. As it is, I'm just left to speculate. In fact, it could have been done in a way where Penn and Teller couldn't see it happening either. Maybe the magician and the spectator turned their backs to Penn and Teller because the effect was over. They were starting to make their notes. It does show Teller examining the mask and the earplugs, but it's once the spectator is already seated back in the audience. I could be totally wrong. Go ahead and leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought. Was there something electronic attached to the mask originally? Were the earbuds radio receivers? Or was it all magic? Let me know your thoughts. Anyway, that's all for this video. Remember to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.
Yup.